because I worked in the aviation where everything is urgent, and also in between, we know there was this geopolitical crisis between Qatar and the neighboring GCC countries. So I was heading even that as well. So if you go for it, I've seen a lot of practical implications of it where speed is required and cost to control it. But I'll give you a quick example. The KPIs for a buyer are cost saving. So, the buyer is always looking at how do I negotiate, how do I show it to him. But again, he does not realize the fact that when the aircraft is on the ground waiting for a part, there is a cost, which company is losing it. If he is focusing on his KPI, saying I need to save $5,000 for every hour of aircraft staying on the ground, they don't understand it. So, as rightly said, it is not the price. You need to understand the cost of it. It should be value driven exercise, saying that not just how much he saved, how much of value. Now, if you look at the cost of lost sales, which we generally speak about, then the cost of lost sales cannot be quantified, but the damage is severe. So when a buyer is sitting and trying to negotiate a project, or if he is working on a transaction, he needs to have that outlook saying, yes, will I do the same if it is my own company? Am I really adding the value towards it? That's the perspective. But when it comes to balancing speed and the cost, after the last three stress tests in Qatar, which I noticed, one was the diplomatic crisis. Second, we had the COVID. Third one, of course, we were preparing for the last 10 years, which was our FIFA project. I've noticed that a lot of people have changed the thinking. Regional hubs have been coming up now. The hub and spoke model, which is more of a theory, large organizations have really implemented it. That I've seen it. And yes, the shift has happened from price to value. The point is very clear, because unless the leadership is aligned with the transformation, there won't be any changes coming in, because we'll be talking, we'll be writing the reports and all, but you need that change in the mindset of the leadership. And as we have begun, our colleagues have touched lovely points here. I mean, undeniably, those are the valid points. The fostering culture, it brings in the agility on it. I'll give you a live example of one of the projects which I was seconded. One of the departments in one of the companies that I worked, a project was taking 6 months for conclusion. In a sense, if there is a RFQ for a particular task, it was taking 6 months. And then they said, then it was, of course, Rahul, can you take up the challenge? No, you need to optimize it. So you study it, you do your process mapping, you identify the areas, you squeeze it down to 2 months. Mainly the reason being, there is an audit department says that the user should not know the pricing. They are forgetting that the procurement has changed from reactive to proactive, and now we are not in the proactive stage, we are in the collaborative stage. Unless you bring on the main stakeholders along with you, that mindset, we saved almost 36 million riyals every year recurring saving, and it's a cost reduction, it's not cost avoidance. So when you are projecting something, the data-driven information which you're giving it to the management, when they see it for themselves, then there is nothing to deny about it. So all the procurement professionals have been always saying that don't just go and throw up your sentiment. They would not like your sentiment. Go with your data. The data speaks, the numbers speak, because there is a finance also which is vetting up each and every transaction. So it is very, very important, actually, if you ask me. People, some of them, they said that, okay, AI is going to take our jobs, and some of them, they said, no, it's going to help us. I was always telling people like that, use AI as your assistant today. Today, if I've got a 60-page contract, I need some time, I need a cup of coffee for me to sit together, review the contract, write the list, whether it is complying with my specifications. But the same thing, if I upload onto the AI model, I think even before I can mix a coffee for myself or go into my coffee machine, I will have a synopsis over that. However, the challenge here is that what AI model are we using? Is that a subscription model or a free model? And when you are giving it to the AI model, where would it go in? So you need to be very cautious about anonymizing the information that you're giving it. Don't use any names onto it. So that's one part of it. But I always tell people saying that today, if people are getting scared, going back to the 1980s movie of the Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator, thinking AI has taken over and they're coming. No, that's not going to happen. There is nobody who's done it 100% as of now, 100% autonomous AI. People are using AI with the restrictions onto it. So the part is governance. IT governance is the key, where you give it the limits of liability, saying that, okay, you can go up to this extent and not beyond that. And most importantly, the boon which I've noticed, that especially for the supply chain analyst, is the digital twins. When you have a digital twin, you can work on your simulations, the risk management, and you can put up your risk BCPs. Easily, the mitigation plan can come in, the business continuity plans can come in. You can simulate the scenarios on your inventories of reducing the cost. And let's say, same thing, something like Suez Canal. Today, we don't know what are the shipments coming in from there. If you have a digital twin model, you can simulate the situation, saying that, okay, China shut down, France shut down. It's giving a situation, not trying to say that it's going to happen. Hypothetically speaking, yes, these sort of things can be simulated to take the advantage. Today, if you have to do these things manually, it's very tedious. Now, in the sourcing process also, people have been using the AI. Demand forecasting is one area. Earlier, demand forecasting, instead of being static now, it can be very dynamic. And also, there are some tools which, yes, I've worked with. I'm not trying to promote anyone, but just this is for the information. Like you've got the IBM Watson. This is good for the predictive analytics and all. You've got Google Vertex. Of course, you've got the Oracle AI apps, Blue Yonder, Infor Coleman, SAP Leonardo, AWS SageMaker. These are all the models which have got the AI capabilities that can embed within your ERP systems if you already have it, and it can support you further. But I tell you again, before I conclude, AI is not there to take over your job. It's up to you how you use your AI and what limits you create for it.